गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः
ईश्वरः
गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म
ब्रह्मा
तस्मै
श्री
श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. When we are on the seat of meditation or in contemplation, and contemplation is not necessarily only on the seat of meditation, it should be a 24 by 7 project for us. Then we are seekers. So when we are contemplating on divinity, is it that this divinity, we are told, I am essentially? And who is this divinity? What is this divinity? This divinity is the pure consciousness that I am. And what is the process? Pure consciousness does not get disturbed, influenced, hijacked by body, breath, mind, intellect. To some extent, if we have worked on ourselves, we understand this. If you have intense desire for liberation, it will click. This is not very difficult to click. But does this mean that this pure consciousness, which is illuminating the body, breath, mind, intellect, which is other than the body, breath, mind, intellect, in whose presence the body, breath, mind, intellect function, is it only this much? Or is it also the same pure consciousness who is not influenced by the whole world, who is not hijacked by the whole world? In the presence of the pure consciousness that I am, the whole world comes and it goes away. Think. Are we having an idea, an imagination that the self that I am is other than body, breath, mind, intellect? Or is it also illuminating the whole world? As it is illuminating this equipment, it is illuminating the total equipment called the universe. See? What will this lead to? it will lead to a non pursuit of the truth as only within this body, as only the source of this body. No, it is the illuminator of the whole universe. And is it not your experience that you know that the waking comes and goes, dream comes and goes, and their absence, sleep, also comes and goes? So you are the illuminator of all the three. In your presence, these three worlds are coming and going every day. Yes, Swamiji, when you say, there is no doubt about it. But when we try to think about it ourselves, we get distracted, our thoughts don't come and settle the mind down in this manner. It takes practice. It requires bhav. Bhav in a very crude English language means called feeling. It is also imagination. It is also disposition. It's also poise. Poise, what is this? We have imagined another person to be our husband or wife. It's only imagination. There is no label on a person that he is a husband or she is a wife or this is a son or this is a daughter. There is no label written. It is our imagination. And how have you imagined? By your emotions, by your thinking, by your conclusions. And this is how we go through the whole world, including waking, dream and deep sleep, including everything that is included in those states. See? And it is very simple. If I am looking at this pencil and then I look away from the pencil, am I affected by the pencil or not looking at the pencil? No. Is it making a difference to me? No. First I acknowledged it was there. In my presence, the pencil became visible. My presence, my presence expressed as the vision. Just as your presence at this moment is expressing as the hearing ability. So this presence is not affected by the appearance of the pencil or disappearance of the pencil. Same way, it is your direct experience that the presence of any object in this world does not influence you. Now this has to be, as I said, what was bhava? It was an imagination, it was a feeling, it was a conviction, it was a disposition, and all that have brought you, when directed wrongly, we get bound in relationships, we get bound in this body. So now, if that is how our mind functions, let it imagine, let it be disposed to something that will free us. Have the feeling that I am the one in essence, in whose presence The waking, dream, deep sleep come and go. The whole world of objects, the people, the past, the future, everything comes and goes. What will it lead to? It will lead to integrity. The closer we come to our essential nature, the closer we come to our essential nature, the spirit, to that extent, our activity reduces. And where is activity? At the body level, as deeds, as actions, at speech level, and at our thought level. And these three are connected. Thought prompts thought when expresses grossly is the speech, and it prompts the body to act whatever, pushes the body, the thought. So the more we are at the periphery, more the thoughts will be there. The more we dive deep into ourselves to be who we are essentially, the agitations will become reduced. When you are on the surface of the ocean, you will be bumped up and down in the water by the waves. Go to Lone and see. But dive deep into the water. There is no shaking, there is no pushing around, there is no agitation. There is calm. In fact, there is no sound also the deeper you go. And where do you get the sound from? Or where is the sound produced? From your mouth. When is the sound produced? When there is a thought. Thought is the agitation. Thought is the periphery of your personality. Now you utilize it. If I have to dive into the ocean, I have to dive into the ocean through the waves. I cannot go into the 1 meter, 10 meters down into the ocean without going through the waves. Directly I can't go there. I have to go through it. I have to pierce the waves. Same way, when I dive back into myself, I go through my first. If my attention is on the spirit, then to that extent my attention on the body will reduce, then my attention on the speech will reduce, then my attention on the thoughts will reduce. And doesn't this happen every day when you go to sleep? That when you are in sleep, you are not even aware of your body? See? There is no sound happening that time. And even if you are snoring, if your partner tells you that, you are not aware, man. You are not aware of it. No snorer says that I snore. So others are saying, but you are not available to that. In your presence, that snoring is happening, but you are not snoring. There is no snorer. Because there is no identification. Same way, when we do this bhav, when we come closer to the spirit that we are, the untouched, the immaculate, the all-pervasive, the all-inclusive, the one without a second. Now these are just words for you, but what they don't go for the obvious meaning. Go for the implied meaning of these words. It's unborn, it is eternal, it's ever pure, it's the most auspicious one, it's the light of all lights, so go to the implied meaning, and the more you think about it, because you are not thinking about sleep, you are not thinking about absence, you are thinking about that, imagining that, who? You are imagining that I am that one. And in my presence, I am unborn, I am undying, I am all pervasive. You may use the words, but not as the body. Stupid fellows will think, oh, I am all pervasive, and then they start worrying, oh, I am only this much, how can be all pervasive? Then nothing can be done about such ignorant ones. Have the acumen, have the smartness to listen to the words and get to the implied meaning of the words. Because from water's point of view, there is no ocean and there is no wave. So the closer we come, just as we closer we come to the absence, nothing in the world doesn't disturb us, body doesn't disturb us, breath doesn't disturb us, thoughts don't disturb us. Everything settles down. Even if you go deeper, the spirit. Now that was the journey in the mind. Now we want to click out of the mind. For that you have to have that knack. And you have to see that the presence and absence, the illumination and non-illumination are only concepts of the mind. You are unaffected. You are pervading the mind, and yet you are independent of the mind. This paradox has to be imagined as I. Don't forget. Not only, don't make it into a concept again. And thinking in this manner, as I said, the more we contemplate on this, there is no answer, this is going to be or that is going to be. But there is one thing for sure, nobody has said I am not. Everyone knows that they are. But what they are, that is what we are trying to sort out. And the more clear, distinctly we are able to sift that we are not by contemplating on who we are, initially through imagination, implied meaning, all those things. To that extent, everything that agitates, the body agitates, the breath agitates, the thoughts agitate, the concepts come and go, even imaginations come and go, everything will settle down. And this is called practicing being to be Brahman, Brahmabhyas. So keep your eyes closed or open, doesn't matter. And do this practice within yourself.